Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm creating a very clean and simple night sky scene, wishing you guys a very happy holidays. Now for this project, I will be focusing mainly on the background stamp, which is the Sparkle Strands stamp from the Simon Says Stamp Sweet Wishes release. Now this is a 6 by 6 inch background stamp where you see those wavy intertwined lines, and these lines are accented with unevenly spaced dots in two small sizes. Now I see myself using this background stamps a lot because I feel it's not just absolutely perfect for your holiday or Christmas theme projects, but I think I will be creating beautiful backgrounds using this all throughout the year. Now I'm using a light blue panel and sticking this onto my stamp tool using some double-sided tape. I like to run a little bit of that embossing powder to remove a lot of stick and make sure that when I lift the paper, it doesn't tear. Now I'm putting this in the center of my stamping tool so that the edges match perfectly. I will be heat embossing the panel, and here I use the Simon Says Stamp clear embossing powder and stamped it twice. For embossing, usually I like to use gold, but this time I thought let's just experiment with silver, as I love using silver during the holiday season, especially since I'm looking for a bright snowy background. Now keep in mind, when you're heat setting the entire background, make sure that you keep moving your heat gun so that there is less warping of the paper. If you place the heat gun at just one point, it might cause warping of your paper. Now for the focal point of our card, I wanted to add a reindeer. Now here I'm using the Reindeer Duo Craft Die Set by Cat Scrappiness. This comes in two sizes, the big and the small. Now since my focus was more on the background, I decided to go with a smaller reindeer and I cut it using some metallic gold cardstock. For the hill, I have this gorgeous paper with hints of gold from Your Paper Insider. For the sentiment, I'm using the Happy Holiday sentiment from the Peaceful Tree stamp set by Simon Says Stamp, which was part of the Stamptember release. Now that all of our components are ready, it's time to assemble this card together. First, we will ink blend on our background. I use the Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated inks in the shade Twilight and Cadet to highlight our night sky. Once I was satisfied with the ink blending, it's now time to assemble our hill and the reindeer over it. Now this paper by Your Paper Insider is very delicate, and at the same time I would say it's quite sturdy enough to hold all of the components over it. So I'm using a very light amount of Barely Art glue and placing it towards the edge of the card. I'm not adding a lot of glue because I don't want that glue to show up on the front of our card. I will cut out the excess using my scissors. On the side there, you will see that I have stamped the Happy Holiday sentiment on a piece of black cardstock using gold embossing powder. This gold embossing powder is again by Simon Says Stamp. I also had the coordinating dies for the sentiments. I cut them off and stacked three pieces of these sentiments for some extra dimension. You could also use foam tape if you like dimension that way. But I feel stacking up those die cuts gives a cleaner look to our sentiments. Now, once the hill is done, let's adhere the focal point, which is this little reindeer. I like to use my liquid glue to adhere these focal point images and also the sentiment strip that we've cut out. Now, if you wanted a dimension, you could definitely use foam tape. Once I place my focal point on the snowbank, now it's time to adhere our sentiment strip. Initially, I thought I would place it on the sky, but then I realized that I wanted my focus to be more on the sky and the simple strand background stamp, so I decided to adhere it onto the snowbank. Now, since this is a single layer card, everything is adhered using liquid glue. There's no such dimension here. I decided to pop up the panel instead. So I used some double-sided foam tape to adhere the panel onto a top folding A2 size note card. Here's a closer look at the finished card. I love how this card turned out. It's absolutely stunning. A very clean and simple look, very easy to recreate and mass produce. Now this would be your holiday cards, your Christmas cards, or you could add some different kind of focal points to create a totally different project. I hope you had fun watching today's video and got inspired. All the supplies that I used in today's video will be linked down in the description box below. All those links are affiliate links, which means that if you shop using those links, I get a small commission at no cost to you guys. Thank you for joining me today. I would love for you to visit my Instagram profile where I have pictures of some fun projects that I've created using products from the suite which is released by Simon System. Thank you, and until next time, stay safe.